Okay, everybody, welcome to the video. Welcome to Goodwill. Here we are, back at it again, of course. Got to get sourcing, got to get more items. My listed inventory is going down. It's on a downward trend right now. So I do need to, you know, I need a list is what I really need to do. Not that I'm listing, you know, my listings have been a little bit inconsistent as of late. I have still been getting, you know, 10 items up, but yeah, I kind of like to keep it more towards the 15 items a day. But just kind of slowed down a little bit, you know. I've been, you know, have been making more content, trying to get videos out for you guys to see everything, as well as, you know, been trying to work on my shipping channel as well too, working on short form content as well. So do look out for all that stuff. A lot of my sold more, you know, stuff I want to highlight will end up in a short, either on YouTube, on TikTok. On TikTok is Gem Flipper as well. I think it's is there a space or let me take a look here. What is on there as well? There's a oh yeah, it's just Gem Flipper, all one word, on TikTok as well too. So I'll put some short form content on there. But if you guys are just on YouTube, you can see me. Check out my shorts on my channel. I'll highlight some, you know, some good items that you should be looking out for. Or if I'm at the flea market finding some great stuff, which I was there this morning looking for some great stuff. Okay, I scoped out the glass really quick. Just want to take a look, see what it looks like. You know, kind of gives me a sense of hopefully what's going to be on the floor. There's good stuff in the glass. There should be some good stuff hopefully on the floor as well too. Also, if you are, you know, in the glass, you're definitely going to pay up for those items. And generally speaking, you know, if you spend a little bit more, you're going to make a little bit more. Usually. Well, not always the case. So, just got to throw that in there. Not always the case. So, you got to be cautious. Check your comps, especially when you're dealing with more, when you're going to spend a little bit more for your inventory. And just double check, you know, it's always good to double check. I always double check, you know, because a lot of the stuff I grab, I just, you know, I know what it is. I just don't necessarily know what it goes for. And you can't really go off of memory, you know. I don't have a very good short-term memory. My long-term memory is good. My short-term memory is pretty poor. So, you know, I'm always checking, making sure what I'm picking up is good. Especially here at the Goodwill, because you're paying so much. You know, there's not, you know, you're paying more than like the flea market here, and you know the room for error is less. So just want to be sure. Yeah, I just want to, you know, and also, you know, if there's something that I've never looked up before, I want to make sure to put that in my memory bank. I want to look it up. I want to see what it is, see what the comps are going for, and then boom, put that in the memory bank so I know to pick that up later in the future. Although most of the times, you know, when you're at the Goodwill, you got to roll with what they're giving you that day. If it's golf clubs, then you roll with golf clubs. It's all of a sudden switching over to, I don't know, you know, electronics, then you start rolling with electronics. And try to make profit with whatever, you know, Goodwill is providing. And when I'm at Goodwill, that is. I mean, if that's your only way of sourcing, you know, then definitely there's, you know, in my opinion, there's always profit everywhere to be made at the different thrift stores, even Goodwill, you know, even the prices, you know, in some places may be going up. You know, if you can go to a Goodwill bins, you know, those prices are incredibly low. Flea markets, again, I've said it before, flea markets, it's where I get most of my inventory, and highly recommend checking out flea markets if you have a flea market in your area. Or swap meets, I think they're also called. Might be going by another name, but swap meets and flea markets is what I hear the most. I know down in LA they always call them swap meets. Alright, we're going to check out the toys. Again, I don't have that much luck here in toys, especially at this Goodwill. But we still take a look anyway. We're still going to walk the shelves, see what's out there, see if there's maybe something's been misplaced. Spotted that robot. I don't think I spotted it yet. This is a... Oh yeah, it's a... World Wildlife Federation, I believe. Especially in the previous video, if you guys recall, when the WWE, or World Wrestling Entertainment, used to be World Wrestling Federation. They got into a bit of a little bit of a lawsuit with the wildlife version regarding the acronym. Yeah, there we go. There's the robot. That's an older toy. Yeah, I don't end up picking it up. It turns out not to be really worth it. Seeing it here on the shelves gives me hope that there might be other older toys around here, but as far as how much, you know, it's valued, I don't know. There's a lot listed. There's several listed. It doesn't look bad from a listing standpoint. Doesn't look bad from a what's listed standpoint. But it matters. What matters is if it's sold. I don't know what's taking me so long to get over the solds, but I'll tell you what, the solds are pretty much non-existent on that. So, a vintage toy that nobody's looking for, or nobody wants it. So, we're definitely gonna put that back on the shelf. We're here on a Sunday, so it's football season, and I think we have a couple of Raider fans here in the aisle. I don't watch football. I go to the Goodwill on a Sunday. I'll catch a game or two. You know, I'm not like not die hard. Make sure I watch it during the when the game is playing. For any sport for that matter. You know, not that I don't like sports. I just I don't know. I just can't sit there for 2-3 hours. Watching a game. I was looking up a little remote control car. I'd seen there on the shelves. Turned out not to be very good. Check out this WWF animal, and it doesn't really look like the profits there. Let's put them back and let's move on. Move on with our lives. Get out of this toy aisle. Not until I look at this Build-A-Bear. Which, I think I've talked about this in a previous video. Build-A-Bear, it's really not worth it. I mean, you'd have to get them for, 2 for $1, maybe $1 a piece. But paying the price that they're listed for here at Goodwill, and the Build-A-Bear do tend to be priced up a little bit here at Goodwill, so really can't pay that price and make any profit on it. Even though that was a Star Wars, like Stormtrooper version, there's a whole bunch out there. So I'm not going to join the group of other sellers out there to try to sell that, compete to try to sell that. There are better items out there that I'd rather have or rather purchase to list. Another little vintage piece here. I'm gonna check this out really quick. It's like a little joystick or something. But, you know, what they wanted for it and what it's going to go for doesn't leave much room for me. I mean, I'd rather start looking at clothes than start buying that. You know, I'm getting desperate when I'm looking at clothes. But this right here, this Goodwill does, you know, I have done really well with sweaters and jackets at this Goodwill. Then there's another Goodwill, a smaller Goodwill that we go to that really doesn't do that well in clothes at all. Nothing. I haven't done anything well on any clothes I've bought at that Goodwill. There's another Goodwill further down the road that I've done really well with shirts. It's kind of strange the way that works out, you know. Certain Goodwills just seem to be, you know, a little more specialized maybe, or they just seem to get this, you know, better of this type of item type of good thing. I think I've just looked at this a few times already. I think I keep picking it up because it's new in the package. Miscellaneous aisle, I always like to take a peek at it just to, you know, just because we've had so much great luck in these aisles that I really wish it was a baggy wall. A baggy wall would be really cool. Just like at Savers, but, you know, kind of easier to see as well, too. But not really seeing it here. And again, I'm looking for, I always say this, I always repeat it, I'm looking for something to draw me in. I'm looking for that something there to kind of just sparkle and draw me right into there to get me to look through it. And, you know, this is for, you know, we just got here, so I really haven't seen anything on the shelves. This is closer to when they open, so, you know, generally the shelves are fresh, so I want to be able to search the shelves before I start, you know, search all the shelves before I really start getting into any digging or anything like that, or go through the bins that they roll out. Because you never know what you're going to find. Some sort of buffalo nickel... Oh, decant? No, not decant. Flask. Like a buffalo nickel flask. Nah, flasks don't do too well. I had a couple of Jack Daniel flasks that came. It appears they came like in a gift set of some kind, and those sold pretty well. But those I got like 2 of them for $1, so they ended up selling for $8 each. So not bad profit. And they were easy to ship. They were just, you know, made of tin, stainless steel. Really, the only risk when you ship those is getting crushed or smashed. Now then, I do have a glass flask, which actually, you know, does pretty well. The glass ones do really well. They usually come with a case of some kind, and mine came with mine was actually pretty vintage, and it came with a vintage leather case with it. Little Target aisle here. Cool little item, brand new in the box. I mean, I'm gonna do any, you know, gift hunting, anything. I mean, look at, I mean, you can't beat the prices here, and it's brand new. You know, that was probably a $20, $24 piece, maybe at Target. Come here, you spend half that, or less. Although this Goodwill does price up their Target items. They're higher than other Goodwills. Roblox. This is perfectly sealed and brand new in there. So, a couple of great items, you know, just brand new in the box, sealed. They got that, you know, that what kids are looking for right now. Little kids, that is. Don't think I'm gonna go down the pillow aisle. I don't know about the pillow aisle. I haven't found any good pillows. I'll tell you that right now. Although I have found some great blankets, though, that have sold really well. I got some random golf clubs. Those are kids, I believe. A cart. Just too many big things on top, you know? I like when it clears out a little bit, so I can see towards the bottom. Full backpack. Not really worth it. More stuff here. Pictures kind of in the way. Wish there are more people here to kind of move this stuff out of the way for me, so I don't have to shift it around myself. I don't know about you guys, or where you guys are in the country or the world, but man, we're going through a heat wave over here in the Bay Area of California. I'm going to throw this Pokemon character, Pikachu, in there in my cart, but it turns out later the tail was actually, the tail was it not there? It was not there. I guess it was supposed to be connected up towards the neck, and I saw like it was missing something towards the neck, but it didn't really register right away when I first picked it up. I just threw it in the cart. A cool little, like, a pirate mug. I don't pick it up. My wife does pick it up, and she thinks we should get it, so we end up buying it. Turns out, you know, it's listed for, I have it listed for $25 right now, and I already got a couple watchers on it. Art pottery. I did put Halloween in the title because it does have that cross and bones. Pirate, another keyword. Art pottery. I think I already said art pottery. It was signed on the bottom, but I couldn't make out the signature, so I threw in there signed. And we'll see. We'll see. You know, if it sells, if I get an offer for it. I do have offers open on it. Any items that I list over $20, I will have offers open on that item. I will still send offers out, not just for items over 20, but items under 20, I will shoot offers out on that as well. I think that was like a 9 West burst, which 9 West doesn't do very well. Glass shaker. The glass just didn't feel very good. But I have sold some, you know, some shakers. Usually they're branded with a company, a distillery. You know, they do really well. The stuff from those gift boxes, you just have to buy them for the right price, and they will sell. Probably someone like me, because I have a bunch of that stuff. You know, if I didn't buy the the gift box at the time, if I didn't even see it, or you know, if it's an older style that I wasn't even paying attention to or whatever, I'll buy that stuff. Some distilleries, you would believe it or not, some distilleries have a cult following. So definitely look out for that stuff. Even some used like spirit or alcohol bottles do really well, especially the higher end stuff like the You know, the Don Julio 1942s. You know, that goes for like $150 a bottle, and fill, that is. So you can't sell it. You can't sell it with any alcohol in it. But the used bottles generally go for about $20 on eBay. So if you do partake of tequila, you can make a little bit of money back selling the bottle. Yeah, we're going to take a look at the end caps. I didn't really look at the end caps on this side. I wasn't necessarily paying attention too much to the end caps. Going to go ahead and look at the wallets here. That Vera Bradley with a Bass Pro Shops, what do you call it? Patch on it still there. Looks like it's a collab, but it's not a collab. Someone just slapped a patch on it. But you know, look out for those Vera Bradley collabs. They do pretty well. Just regular Vera Bradley, you just have to really get it for a good price to resell it and make a good profit. Here at the Goodwill, it's just priced too high. They price it up, and there's no profit to be made on Vera Bradley. But Vera Bradley still does pretty well. Still sells pretty consistently. I don't think I have any Vera Bradley in stock right now, just because the prices aren't. You know, I'm not going to pay the price here at the Goodwill and, you know, try to make a profit on it. Hope I make a profit on it. But I do like wallets. You know, for the most part, they're not breakable. They're small. They're less than a pound. Just throw them in a poly bag and boom, send them on their way. Great items to resell. And here's one I found. This is a nice one. And luckily it wasn't priced up like Betsy Johnson usually is. But this is a really cool iridescent zip around. I'm giving you guys some keywords here. Iridescent zip around Betsy Johnson wallet. We'll definitely throw in probably like unicorn in there. You know, it's got that unicorn kind of vibe to it. So that's not bad. Not a bad find at all. Even though Betsy Johnson isn't doing too good on the resale market, I would definitely take Vera Bradley over Betsy Johnson right now. But that wallet, I think it was like just a little over $3, that wallet, and it should resell for close to $20. And I haven't said it, but I'm going to say it in this video. Easy to store, easy to ship, easy to list. This is that brand of camera, like the Polaroid camera, so you get that printout, or you not that printout, or you just get the little picture, get the Polaroid picture, and it was just like a little photo album to stash them into. I don't end up picking it up. It turns out not to be really worth it, but the cameras do really well. The cameras for that, you know, if you can find the cameras at a good price, usually at Goodwill they're not a good price. You'd have to go to, you have to get them like at the flea market or at garage sales to really get a good price on those. They're generally always priced up here at Goodwill. And when I say, you know, things are priced up, it's not that I'm, you know, angry or, you know, or I'm frustrated. It's just what it is, you know. I just can't make a profit on it, and you know, they're going to make money on it, and I'll go, you know, searching for other stuff that I can make money on. And from time to time, you know, you will find some deals. I guess the goal is to try to, you know, kind of outsmart them to be you know, a little bit smarter on certain things, I guess, or have a little bit more knowledge on other items that they don't necessarily, or that they're not necessarily aware of. Which is why that eBay app comes into so handy when you have access to it. That is, you know, there's one Goodwill around here that I just can't. It's the signal is just dead. This was pretty cool. I thought at first glance, I thought this this organizer was a Brighton, but it wasn't. But it's still kind of cool, kind of vintage. I'm gonna just give it a quick look up. I mean, the feel, just the look wasn't really Brighton, but I had like a little logo on it that looked like Brighton, which is why I picked it up. But ultimately, it wasn't Brighton, and ultimately, it wasn't really worth it. But some of these old planners, Franklin Covey, you know, they were big back in the day. Franklin Covey. And by back in the day, I mean like early 2000s, 90s. I think even before that as well, too. But that's when I first came into knowing Franklin Covey, was around the late 90s, early 2000s. And they made some nice planners that I never used. All right. We're looking at some clothing here. Like I said, at this one here, you know, I have. They do really well, and I have got some really good sweaters, jackets here, some vintage stuff. And there's another Goodwill. It's over in Saratoga, near us here, and Saratoga Goodwill. And I mean, they have tons and tons of clothes there. Way more clothes I think than here, and they just don't have anything good. Even, you know, the hard goods, which is what we like, they really don't have anything good there either. So we hardly visit that Goodwill. Plus, they don't have really good airflow or air conditioning there. It's always during the summer months, or even spring or early fall months. Like right now, we're in a heat wave. You know, it's going to be warm. Oh, and what do we have here? Of course, every reseller's favorite, Patagonia. We're going to pick that up. I think it was priced up about $16, but I think this will go for about 40 bucks. We're going to pick it up for sure. No, I forgot. I didn't realize that Goodwill tag was right in the camera. It's still in the camera. But I would probably find more Patagonia if I really searched the clothing, but I don't. You know, this is a rare occurrence for me here, as you know. And then a lot of people go through clothing. Yeah, there's a lot of clothing resellers, people just buying it for themselves. You know, there's a lot of clothing people around. Very saturated market on eBay. But it does really well, you know. It's a category, you know. Everybody's always looking for clothes. So, saw this water bottle, which, you know, I've sold the insulated stainless steel ones, and they sell very well. I thought maybe the glass one does really well. Came with a silicone sleeve. Make sure if you get the glass ones, it comes with the silicone sleeve, because, that glass is breakable. But it turns out not to really be worth it. And I think they priced it up, so I'm not going to be making too much there. So I'm going to put that back for sure. Good brand, though, to look out for. Generally, you want to find it new. I guess I'm not going to put it back right away. I might ask my wife. That's right. I'm going to ask my wife about it really quick. She will see what she thinks about the potential profit margin and if she sees it there or not. But we're going to put that back for sure. And, you know, I always take the time to look through the clear glass. You know, I've had some great success in the clear glass, so I always want to take a look here. You know, I like the clear glass. I mean, it's you know, it really it really brings out the you know, the color in your whiskey. If you guys are fellow whiskey or, you know, partake, I should say again, of spirits, you need a you need a good glass. I'll tell you that right now. My wife appears to have a full cart over there. Like, what the? Oh, I think she was. Oh yeah, there was a cart. There's some carts here out here. Take a look really quick. Bunch of clear glass. Look at all those flutes there. Might as well. Oh, woman, I'm kind of. I think I might be blocking her in by accident. Let's see what we got here. We got a bunch of hats. Denver Broncos. That's kind of cool. That'll be a little gift from my mom. It's a Thomas Kincaid framed nightlight. Look at these Broncos hats. Really nice. They priced them up though. Like $7.09. Ugh, man. Denver. I mean, they're nice hats. Mickey Mouse. There's a Mickey hat thrown in there. A Giants hat thrown in there. Right? Number 7. Even the $4 that they usually charge for hats is a bit too much. If I could, I mean, if I would have found those like at the flea market, probably could have got them for $1 or $2 a piece, and that would have been good. You know, they would have been, like, you know, kind of got a nice retro. They were 10 to 15, but you know, hats aren't doing that well right now. Hats are not doing very good, and I really wouldn't recommend, you know, paying anything more than $2 a hat. In my opinion, hats right now are. What do you think of this guy? Generally speaking, of course, $10 to $15 max. My cart has a mind of its own. It's rolling on eBay. Used hats. I'm gonna put this planner back. No, I'm really. While I still look at hats, I'm still. They're in consideration for my cart. Going into my cart. I don't know. They really got to be a good hat. It's really got to blow me away type of hat. I'm at the flea market where I get better pricing. Sure, I'll go after it, but they're just, you know, the market is just really slowing down on them. So, and I really don't want to, you know, I'm not gonna have an item sit in my store to make, you know, like $10 or $15. I'd rather have an item in my store that I'm gonna make, you know, $20, $30, $40, $50 more. I'm fine with that, something like that sitting around. But a hat, no. Profit margin, just, you know, for it to sit there for so long. And I'm not, you know, my store isn't necessarily just a hat store. I just, you know, I don't just do hats, so I'm not gonna. My current hat supply is going down, and that's good, so I want to move them out. Make room for more stuff that's better profitable, and that we'll move fairly quickly. Checking out these kind of handmade items that are in this bag. They look kind of like a boutique style type of Halloween figures. Interesting, but it's just not there. I don't see it based on what's sold, based on what's listed. Even though it's Halloween, you know, we're full on into Halloween now. It's not there. Just not there. And again, you know, if you have to do this much searching on it, just drop it. Just leave it.
I can't find those exactly, but other stuff from that brand isn't really.
If you have to do this much investigative work,
listed, only a few sold.
leave the item on the shelf. It's not worth it. As a seller, you should be incredibly proficient at using the eBay app,
like a boutique
searching items, identifying, you know, what's going to sell, what's not going to sell. All right. Okay, everybody, welcome to the recap here. I'm going to put this sweater back here. It has to go out, but I might have something back there from now on. I'm going to, because, you know, sometimes I think the camera picks up that white in the background, and it'll kind of just you get that flare of washout really quick, and trying to avoid that without putting up a, you know, some sort of drape or something back there. And because I'm going to continue filming down here because it just makes the most sense to film down here. Oh, eyelash there. This is my intake area, so it doesn't make any sense to me to have stuff here, take it upstairs to film, then bring it back down. And knowing me, I'll probably just leave it up there and forget about it. End up in a death pile. So I'm going to see if this works out just by breaking up the color in my back, or breaking up just the white in my background. But let's get into the stuff that we purchased here, because we got some great items here. Stuff I've sold before as well too, just like this bag. This is an icy. I probably pronounced it wrong, but I've sold this bag before. Actually, I think I sold a I think it was a black one that I sold in the past, but this is a nice teal bag. It's like a this is a, I believe, perfume. Yeah, perfume. It's $6.79 on that price tag right there. But this is primarily a perfume brand, and I'm assuming this would probably be like a gift you would get by purchasing, you know, so much perfume products. But I've sold this before for $40, so, you know, no brainer. You buy it, you list it back again. I'd go find that old listing and probably sell similar on that, and just change up the pictures, change up the color, and we're good to go. And we'll sell it again. Why not? You know, that's a great thing to do, is to look for items that you've sold in the past when you're out and about. It doesn't happen, you know, it surprisingly doesn't happen as often as you would think it would. But that's one thing I like about, you know, sourcing at Goodwill, sourcing at the flea market, is it's really a variety. And that really just, you know, kind of, for me, it keeps me going, because I don't like that, you know, just the mundane same thing over and over, churning the same thing over and over again. That's really why I don't really like clothes, because, I mean, to me, a shirt, you know, even if it had a different print, isn't necessarily exciting to me. But I do sell clothes from time to time. I mean, you saw my vintage hunt the other day. I mean, nothing that I planned on doing, but I was in the area, and I know that thrift store is known more for their clothing. Or I should say, it's better to resell their clothing than other stuff that's there at that thrift store. Let me know if you guys want to, you know, if you guys want me to go to other, like, random thrift stores. We do have some in the area. I just don't. I don't know. I just think Goodwill gets better stuff, even better than like Savers or something. This is a Five Nights at Freddy. I sell Five Nights at Freddy toys all the time. This was $5.09. I know there's a movie coming out, so definitely look out for Five Nights at Freddy. I know some of the older plush do really well if you find them. But, you know, with a movie coming out, just like with the Barbie movie, when Barbie stuff kind of spiked, pay attention to those things. Keep an eye on what is occurring in, you know, the current climate. You know, a movie's coming out. You know, if it's a popular movie, I mean, the game was incredibly popular, so, you know, there's a following, and those following will hopefully start to buy merchandise as we approach an event such as a movie. Okay, we got two Five Nights at Freddy. Got that one, and this one right here. And again, it's new in the box. Nothing beats really new in the... There's some stuff that beats it, yes, but when you're selling online, if you can get new in the box, easy to picture, easy to... So I'm like, not all new is easy to store, but this is easy to store. Easy to picture, you know, easy. You know, it's good to put new in that little category where it says the condition of the item. You know, people will tend to look for newer stuff. Then we got a purse, not just any purse, but it's a hobo. You know, I buy hobo. You know, I buy a lot of Hobo. It is a great brand to look out for because it gets passed up a lot. People don't really, people that are in the back pricing these items, they don't know that Hobo does have a bit more of a premium over generic, like generic leather bags, or like Nine West, or to me, this would be similar to like a good leather one from like Target or something, but it has the Hobo name, and Hobo generally does a lot better with their compared to the Target, but it does a lot better. The interiors, they do way better on the interior lining materials. So leather, the outside leather is a really good leather. This one isn't as soft as their typical purses are, but it's still a great purse. It's got the covered magnets. You can see there. This is a leather wrapped over, probably just wrapped over plastic or something. I mean, it's a bit flimsy, but it's still got, still holding its shape pretty well. But it's just a nice, like, olive green color, pretty cool. I like I like bags and unique bags. There's a bag that's currently in my inventory, which, it's a, what do you call it? It's a camera bag, but it's like a sling backpack, and I've been like tossing around the idea of keeping it, and to carry around my stuff. I got my fanny pack, and it's Star Wars. It's from Disneyland, so it's pretty cool. But I don't know. The longer it sticks in inventory, the more I want to keep it. So, another mug here, interesting mug. We picked it up just because Halloween's coming up. It's got a nice. I know I've seen this before, and that signature. There's a signature there on the bottom. I'm going to do a little bit more research on it, but my guess, it was $2.69. My guess will probably make about $10 on it. Anywhere between $15 to $20. It's just a nice handmade pottery mug. Really cool. Hopefully it can, capture the Halloween spirit really quick right now and get it sold. And speaking of Halloween, we got another Halloween item here. And this is, again, this is Newa Tags. This is, was $11.49. It says Gallery 2. I'm not sure. But I think we could probably get, at the very minimum, 25, hopefully a little bit more. I'm going to list it for 40 and see what happens. But it's, these things do incredibly well. Kind of like these little boutique style, handcrafted. They generally have to, in my opinion, and based on the items I've sold, these things like do really well, like the holiday ones. So, and generally ones towards the end of the year, like your major holidays, Halloween, Christmas. These types of products do pretty well, especially if they're well made. And you don't want just cheap ones. However, I've seen those, like those Target, those little Target, like the one that first comes to my head is those little Target little birds, like little chicks and stuff like that. They're just cheaply made in China. But some of those vintage ones, they do like $20, $30, $40 for those things, and you can usually pick them up for $1 or $2. As soon as we usually might get them, they sell pretty quickly right around the holidays because they're mostly geared towards Christmas, and so I'll get them and they'll sell very quickly once we get towards the holidays. But I'll usually find them earlier in the year, and I'll post them. I'll throw them up there on because I know they have some like Valentine's Day ones as well. But the ones that do a lot better are more the ones geared towards winter and Christmas. So they do incredibly well, and they're cheaply made, but people still look for them. So these like boutique, handcrafted. This actually has a tag on it and everything. So I'll have to do a little bit more research on it. But it originally was $38, and I'm going to list it for $30. I'm going to list it for $40. Sorry, I'm going to list it for $40. I'm going to definitely open up offers and see what happens. We are October 1st, so all this Halloween stuff has to be put up now. And would I still pick up Christmas? Halloween, I might, if it's really cool. We might. It just depends, because as you start to pick it up now, it might not. It might be too late unless you can ship relatively quickly. So it's getting crunch time for Halloween stuff. But anything that blends into Halloween and Thanksgiving could be worth it. This is a Betsy Johnson, which isn't incredibly desirable right now anymore. It used to be. Definitely used to be a desirable brand. But this is only $3.19. So it's got a nice, what do you call it? White. I was kind of thinking Christmassy, New Year's vibe. So I'm thinking about $20 on that. So it's still a premium name. It's just not very desirable right now. So be on, if you can get it really cheap, definitely. But if you can't get it cheap, then don't bother with it. Now these ones here, I've sold these ones in the past, and as a matter of fact, if you guys seen some of my videos, I have the pink, or what I call the desert rose version of this, because it's not quite pink. But I have the same version of this one, and this is just a really good tumbler. Keeps everything cold, keeps everything hot. Whatever you're drinking, it's got, everything stays completely sealed in there. It's just a great tumbler, and I've sold just the like the coffee ones are smaller than this. This is more multi-purpose. Well, it holds a lot more, I should say. Holds a lot more liquid, a 24-ouncer. $9.89 on this one. The other coffee ones I've sold for $24, so I'm guessing this should be around $30. Okay. Then we have. Before I show you the grand finale, which I don't know if it's grand, but it's a good seller. Tiki mug. Look out for tiki mugs. People collect tiki mugs. Tiki mugs are very collectible. Even some of the, it has a good design. Even some of the ones like made in China ones. I think most of them are made in China now. But some of these, like this one, I think it just says Hawaii on the bottom, so I'm assuming it was made in Hawaii. $3.39. Just it's like a tourist piece. Or I know like in Disneyland, you get the tiki mugs as a souvenir mug. Those ones, I know a lot of them are made in China now. But there is some crazy. Let me see if it comes out in the camera there. You'll see it in pottery. It's cracking in the glaze. Not necessarily the cup is cracked, but the glazing is cracked. And it could be, sometimes it is an effect that is, that somebody wants in their pottery. But in this case, I don't think necessarily that it came crazed originally. Probably just over time due to temperature changes. You throw it in the dishwasher, which you're not supposed to. That can mess it up. So take care. If you have good pottery, take care of it. Don't throw stuff through the dishwasher. Hand wash it. If it's good pottery, good glass, the dishwasher can do a lot of damage to your stuff. And if you're just everyday kitchen stuff, throw it through the dishwasher. But stuff like pottery and good glassware, be cautious. Okay, and then the grand finale, which I probably would pick up more of it if this is not a human hair. This was a hair, part of that doll, I think. But long hair. Okay. That's one of the issues you're going to have with reselling. And you need to make sure your stuff is clean. Make sure your items are clean before you sell them out. Make sure you wash your clothing. If you need to clean up some of the products you buy, make sure you clean them up. Make sure you take the tags off. That's very important. Not the original tags, but the Goodwill tags. If they still have one on it, or a thrift store tag, make sure to remove it. This is Patagonia. And I would probably find more Patagonia if I, was a clothing person. I just don't like going through clothing. I've told you guys, I'll start to go cross-eyed as I'm looking at clothing. But this was pretty, in the sweater section. And it's, there's the tag right there. Not sure what the style is, but I'll probably scan it. These thrift stores know about Patagonia, so they'll price it up. It was $14. But it's a nice, lightweight, full zip hoodie. And probably about $40 on that is what I'm guessing. It's in great condition. There's really no wear, no holes. I'm definitely going to throw it to the wash. Doesn't even really stink that much. That's what you're going to deal with when you're out there at these thrift stores, at the flea markets. Things are dirty. Things are going to stink. So be warned, if you're not into that, this business might not be for you, but trust me, there's great deals to be. I mean, this is like, if you were to buy this brand new, my guess is this would probably be like $80, 80 to 90 bucks. And if you're just going to buy it for yourself, a size large, you know, you really can't beat $14 for a Patagonia, you know, lightweight zip-up hoodie. This is perfect for a Californian or California, or if you live near, you know, in a state that is, you know, gets, you know, that stays relatively warm, but yet, you know, does have a chill in the air. A great, like, beach jacket, because generally when you head out to the beach, it's nice and warm, but as it gets, you know, later at the beach, it tends to get really cold. Not really cold, but it tends to get, there's a chill in the air that develops. And this would be a perfect jacket for that type of scenario. We used to do a lot of, you know, I mean, living in California, I mean, you know, the beach is a part of life here. And so, you know, beach times are always fun, especially when you get a bonfire going. And I'm telling you, a lot of the stuff that I find and see, and, you know, it really takes me back in my memories, and really just kind of like these types of jackets are just very common around here. And you know, just because of, you know, California. And I'm biased. I lived in California my whole life. I love California. I'll never move out of California. I don't care what people say. Otherwise, we'll go to the topic for the day. Okay, everybody. So, topic of the day is going to be really item specifics. And it's in response to a video that was done by Rachel Strickland, which I'll link the video down below because I think it's really important. The information that she kind of discovers through her. Well, what she did was she took a keyword, a word that's, you know, barely used in the English language, and she searched for it on eBay. She couldn't find anything, so she took that word and she placed it within her own listings. She put it in the title. She put in different item specifics, and she went and did a search for it, and she found out some pretty interesting information in regards to, you know, what's basically when you put in a search, what comes up. And so it started, you know, she started out by looking for something just for Christmas. She typed in Christmas, and it was giving her a lot of stuff that really didn't pertain to Christmas. So she did a deep dive into why non-Christmas items were coming up, and it appears that people were putting the word Christmas somewhere in the item specifics, and so when someone typed it in, it was triggering that item to appear. So what she found out was it's very important to fill out the recommended item specifics. Now, a couple of ways, depending on how you do your listings. I primarily set up my listings on my phone initially. I do it on the computer, but I've been doing it more on my phone, more phone. I will clean up listings on my computer because it's a little bit easier to do that. But if you're setting up listings on your phone, it will actually... What's kind of odd is, like, on the computer, I don't think it's that obvious which ones are recommended, which ones aren't. But when you set them up on your phone, you know, you have your listing. I'm going to show you right here on my phone really quick. So you can see, the light there. So you can see up here what's required, right? Yeah, what's required in your listing. And then, I don't even really, I got to make sure I look at it. Then you'll see down below here, you'll see what's recommended for you to put in. And then right below that is just additional specifics. Now, the most important, and we really want to focus on, are these recommended ones and making sure those are filled out. Now, a lot of these, you don't actually have to go by the little, because sometimes they'll give you a little drop-down menu of what you should put in there, but you could type in your own on these. And so with this listing, some of these things weren't in there, so I just had to type in my own. I did leave two blank actually, because I didn't know really where they were manufactured. And then I didn't know, like, the time period. So obviously, if you don't know, don't throw anything in there, because it could be incorrect and it could trigger a return, or someone saying, hey, this is not from what you stated. So just make sure the information is correct and make sure the information is relevant to your item. one thing you don't want to do is keyword spam. And I think I'm based on her video, I'm getting the feeling that a lot of people who are having issues with search. It could be perhaps because a lot of people are keyword spamming. And, everybody wants to get their items seen. Everyone wants to get their items sold. So they'll put, oh, maybe this will be a good Christmas gift. So I'll put Christmas in there. And if the item doesn't have, if the item isn't a Christmas item, you can't really say Christmas in the title. I mean, I guess it could be given as a Christmas gift, but anything could be given as a Christmas gift. But let me show you on the computer here. The battery doesn't work too good on this computer. It's a computer tablet, PC tablet. It doesn't really work that well, so let me just take it off the... I should say the battery is kind of old, so let me just take that off really quick. Okay. So when you set up your listing on your computer, if you do it on your computer, you'll see here. Because on my computer, I don't think I really paid attention to it, but I would fill out as many as I can anyway, but flip that around. I don't have any, let me just make sure I'm not giving up any information here. Okay. All right, so if you look on the actual computer here, so this is what you'll see if you're setting it up on a computer. I'm pretty sure if a Mac would be the same exact thing as a PC. But you'll see it has the same required. And then below that, though, it doesn't say recommended. It says additional, which is kind of odd. But these are, according to... Let me just double check. But yeah, according to my phone, some of these are recommended, but not necessarily all of them are. So kind of odd. I mean, if you're on your phone, you'll see what's recommended, but when you're listing right here, creating a new listing on your computer, it won't necessarily tell you what's recommended. So, but how do you find out what's recommended? Well, if you go to your dashboard on on the computer, and down, where's it at? It's right on, let me see here, hold on. Give me 1 second. What's it? I thought I had the screen up already. But if you go to your dashboard, come on. Okay. There we go. If you go to your dashboard, where you see all your sales information and everything, you'll see the little task box. And the tasks are basically, what you have to ship out and all that. But it also has in there a place for recommended, what does it say? Recommended specifics. Add recommended specifics. And it'll give you the number of how many, what it wants you to add. And you can click on that, and it'll take you straight to the listings, and then you can edit it from there. Which is what I do sometimes when I find that some recommended things weren't filled out. And I'll go in there and I'll just, I'll take a look to see what's missing and what more can I put in there, if I can at all. So, go watch your video. I'm going to link it down below. Very important to hopefully get your listing seen. Because apparently there's, personally, I haven't really experienced the issue myself. And I know a lot of people are saying their listings aren't getting seen. They're there, they've had a sell history. Then up to a certain point this year, they kind of just really slowed down. Some people have slowed down to nothing. And maybe, I don't know specifically, because I don't really look at any of these people's stores or critique anything. It could be that perhaps something changed and those recommended listings are really recommended specifics. I couldn't think of the word. Recommended specifics are becoming really important to help locate your listing. No one knows 100% really what's going on. All I know is what's going on with my store, and I've consistently had sales. It was everyone talked about summer slowdown. There was a slight slowdown for a couple weeks, but then things picked right back up, and everything's sailing again. And as a matter of fact, inventory is going down. You know, these boxes here, all this stuff here is like slowly going down. This is new stuff that I gotta sort through in these boxes here. But my inventory is going down. You know, my sales are up, and you know, we're shipping daily well over, you know, between 10 to 15. As a matter of fact, today was a 20 order day. So this is going a little crazy, but we got it all done and shipped out. And I think it's just, I think really, you just need to make sure that your listings are complete, are filled out, so that way a buyer can find, you know, can find your item. Otherwise, that's the end of the video, guys. I appreciate the new subscribers. We're going to hit 500 here soon, and going on our way, you know, to the next milestone, which will be 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate everybody that's joined. Please leave a comment down below. Let me. Okay, don't really know where I left off there because my battery died on me. But I appreciate the new subscribers. I think I was saying I should be hitting 500 subscribers here any moment now. I do want to introduce a live Q&A, maybe an hour a week or so. I'm pretty, you know, I stay pretty busy, so I'll have to carve out some time, and I'll definitely, you know, announce it. I'll put up a, what do you call it when you create it? Just a little notification on YouTube or something. That I'll do a live. And we'll just do a Q&A, like an hour Q&A. If you guys have any questions for me, if you guys have any questions in the comments, you can definitely drop them in the comments down below. My Instagram's linked down below. My shipping channel is linked down below. If you guys have any issues with shipping, questions about shipping, you just want to see how to ship, you know, I have that down there. And I think that's it. But just, you know, it's important that you get as many item specifics in there. Just want to throw that in there again. And it appears on the phone that it'll tell you which ones are recommended, but on the computer it doesn't. After you create the listing, then it'll tell you. So, but with that, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate everyone, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.